you guys heard about permaculture?
Part of what permaculture is about is trying to listen to nature and to follow nature and to see how the patterns run. And for example, if you're going to design a drainage system, that first you should go outside on your property in the rain and see how the water flows naturally, you know, and then you enhance that. Agroforestry, food forests, all of that kind of stuff, you're trying to imitate or mimic a natural ecosystem. For the farm level, you think of zone 0 as being your home. Like if we were sitting around my kitchen table, that's zone 0. Zone 1 is where we are now. It's like right outside the house. It's a good place to have like a small little herb garden. Zone 2 is, you know, the greenhouse, the animals, things that you visit every single day. Zone 3 would be, for example, the coffee here. We don't have a big enough farm really to have like a zone 4, but I guess I could call it that. It's like the area that you don't go too much, orchards or free range cattle. And then zone 5 is something that they recommend that even the smallest little city lot should have, because zone 5 you just don't touch it. What's interesting about zone 5 is that it can not only provide habitat for wildlife, but it also can teach you, you know. So that's where we have our coffee field, which is kind of like a food forest, you know. It's got shrubs, you know, like poppies, and it's got small little trees with the bananas and stuff. It's got some fruit trees.
What kinds of fruit?
We have cacao, mango, or some citrus. This is our cornfield with lots of beans. And we have rice around the outside. And that bed right there is just rice. It's a variety of rice, does well not being flooded. The little grass looking stuff. These are a variety of beans that won't twine up the corn necessarily. This is a langrene tree. I don't know if you've heard of langrene before. You've probably smelled it before because it's used in perfumes. Just to smell it. This is photo, and it's actually not even native, which is kind of horrible, right? But it's a pioneer species. It grows super quickly. It's in the bean family, so it's a nitrogen fixer as well. And you've probably seen it. It's used a lot like in coffee fields and things like that. This is the star fruit tree, and these are the fruits, but these ones aren't ripe yet. If I had a knife, I would just slice it down the middle, and it would look like a star, as you can see, like that, right?
Wow, yeah.
But because we don't, we can just
Eat it.
take a bite of it. Try it. It's a little bit tart because it's not quite ripe yet. And this is a variety that is actually much sweeter. Have you ever seen these before?
No.
No. So they're called water apples. And we do have some nice and ripe ones here. If you want to just, you can just take a bite of it. Are good. This is wonderful. This is abundance. This is nutrition for my children. This is well-being. I'm a huge fan of perennials. The ease of harvesting this. All I have to do is cut it back and it will continue growing. I'm sure if you were to look in the supermarket, you would find moringa. So a lot of times people usually actually don't eat it fresh, but rather like they buy it as a green powder and add it to their smoothies and stuff. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. It's really cool.
They call it Okinawa spinach, and it's really tasty. This here is a Guanacaste tree, which is the national tree of Costa Rica.
Oh, nice.
So they get so huge. This is a pretty small tree because we planted it like with my children. These are so a pineapple plant. It takes about a year to get your first pineapple. And that's like the best one. And here we have a little bit of turmeric. These leaves right here are turmeric. For a lot of small farms, the truth is we get so much well-being from the farm, but that doesn't necessarily translate into economic well-being. Yeah. And it's very difficult to kind of find that link. My husband is fixing his backhoe right now, and he's about to go and work with the backhoe somewhere else to get paid. Farm products just don't have much economic value. The truth is, the way our economic system is set up, it doesn't give very much value at all. I hear of a lot of farmers, especially like in the States, and I don't know how it is in Canada, like, you know, going bankrupt, and being in debt and paying off their machinery. And that machine that my husband has is something that in the States or like on a spreadsheet, like in terms of budget and stuff, has no value because it's so old. It's way more hours of use than any machine should have, you know? A lot of farmers work with that type of very small budget because the thing is, the economic system, it's very screwed up in a lot of ways. And fair trade is very important, like in having direct access to buyers makes things a lot easier as well. I'm really big on local type of stuff, you know, and so fair trade usually involves, like, you know, it going somewhere else where there's people who have a different economic status, blah, blah, blah. And so then you have to factor in like the transport and everything. So I think it can work for certain things. And I think that, for example, turmeric or, you know, cinnamon spices and high value things that work well here and that people consume and that they care about where it comes from, that can work very well. And so when it's a cooperative and everything, that also helps to take the burden of dealing and negotiating and everything off of just one person. For example, our coffee we bring to a cooperative where they process it for us, and they charge us a fee for processing it, but it's a very small fee, and then we're able to sell it, and like they already roasted it for us and it's all ready to go. So we're able to sell it directly to consumers, and for us that's good. But people who have larger amounts of coffee and don't have the client base that we do or whatever, sell it to a much, much larger co-op in San Isidro called Cope Agri. I don't know, tell me what you think, but I think it's tastier than lettuce, and it's more nutritional than lettuce.